YouTube, this is Alicia. I am going to come and give you a review of, oh my God, The Harder They Fall. Let me just tell y'all, oh my God, the beginning got me. So it's this, I'm not going to tell it all, but it's this young preacher and his wife and his young 10-year-old son, and this guy come in. We don't know who the guy is. And the guy kills. They have this one guy who's holding the son back, holding the son down. And I said, oh no, he is not going to kill that little boy. That was the one thing. I said, oh no, he's going to kill the little boy too. But he didn't. And thank God that wasn't. But killed the wife and killed the father. But he put a scar of a cross in the middle of this young boy's forehead. And to me, I'm like, oh, we're going to get gruesome. We're going to get gruesome already. Go on and get gruesome. Okay. So like I'm saying, this was a Western action adventure drama. And we got to meet some pretty good characters. And some of the characters are actually based off of actual Western, real life African-American Western people. And I already knew much more about Bass Reeves. I'm going to get on that in a bit. But like I'm saying, I'm giving this movie a 10 out of 10. I love the telling of it. Now, Regina King, she cracked me up in this movie. And the reason I say it is like when they first get on that, when they stop the train and they get on the train and you got Cherokee Bill. Oh my God. That actually tripped me out. And it's the way that how she's talking in there. And I'm like, did she really say that? And she goes, and he said, we don't have the key. Really? This dude thought he could say, oh, we don't have the key. And they really did have the key. He said, yo, Bob, he has been pardoned. And like, I'm going, okay, this is a pretty good film. But like I'm saying, I give it 10 out of 10. It's just a real good, to me, it's a real good movie. Because like I'm saying, if my mom and dad was still alive, they was big wrestling fans. If you name every Western that came on TV, that's an old time Western, baby, they watched it. Because I can actually, I'm gonna come back at a later date and talk about some. If you want me to come back and talk about later date and come and talk about like what was a big Western TV shows that we watched for the last few years before my mom and my dad passed, I promise you, I can actually do that. But I'm saying like this, if my mom and my dad was still alive, I really believe they would. I could actually see my dad right now just like in his chair, like, and he's like, just doing that. And to me, I just really think this does show our younger, it's like kind of like a little bit of an educational movie, but not too younger and stuff. But I really think this is just a real good movie. But now let me get on something else, because I actually appreciate James Samuels and Jay-Z putting out this movie. Now, the guy who played Bass Reeves, I loved it. I think that's the perfect person to play Bass Reeves. You couldn't cast anybody else to play Bass Reeves, literally. Now, if you haven't heard of Bass Reeves, he was a deputy marshal. Let's just put that out. He was back doing that Western time. He was a black deputy marshal, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. And I actually saw him featured on another show called The Outlaws. Called Outlaw, and it's like telling a little bit more about some of the outlaws and lawmen of that time period, of the Western time period. And that's how I came across Bass Reeves. I've seen that what Discovery. I seen it on I think it was the Discovery Channel or the History Channel or Destination America. It's one of those three. But I saw it, and then I also have saw a documentary on Bass Reeves. So y'all, if y'all want to know more about Bass Reeves, just put his name in on YouTube, and I promise you will find a lot. But I'm gonna say this, and I want to see how many of y'all will agree with me. How many of y'all want to see an actual movie or biopic movie about Bass Reeves in general? Because I really think now, seeing the guy who played him in this movie, I think he'll be perfect to come back and do a Bass Reeves movie. Because, I mean, who would not want Netflix to do a Bass Reeves movie? Y'all, I just want to hear y'all comments. What do y'all think? The Harder They Fall. Like I said, I give this movie a 10 out of 10 because I really have to say, Westerns was a big part. Westerns TV shows was like a really big part of my family's, me and my sister growing up. And I'm going to tell y'all, I actually talked to my sister earlier, and she said her and her husband got a kick out of it. And I said, don't tell me the end. I'm watching it now. She said, you're going to like it. You're going to be surprised. And turned out Buck Love and Nate, Rufus Buck and the young man who had the cross in the middle of his head was brothers. That was crazy for me, but I actually loved it. And I think we might get a part 2 to that, because they didn't get rid of everybody. So I think Regina King's character probably would be the one that might return if they did a part 2 to that. Now, I want to ask y'all, after this film, how many of y'all want to start seeing more African-American Western movies done this way? Because I actually think this is a pretty good idea. So y'all, let me hear from y'all. And y'all heard the question of the day. If you've forgotten, I'll give it to you one more time. Would you want to see a movie or a biopic movie about Bass Reeves? Because like I'm saying, I think this actually tells us we did exist in the West, in Westerns back in the day. And think, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope everybody enjoyed this review and my opinions. Until then, y'all, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe.